You're too popular, woman.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's better than sitting around doing nothing. Anyway, it's going to be a great night. Give us lots of love. Give us lots of likes. Make sure you share with your friends. Oh, and last but not least, yeah, it's a fun show. It's a great competition, but it's here to raise awareness for a very noble charity called Feeding Tampa Bay. Check out feedingtampabay.org. Start learning about some really cool facts about the food insecure here in Tampa Bay. We've even got the executive director, Thomas Mance from Feeding Tampa Bay right up here. This is Thomas Mance from Feeding Tampa Bay. How are you? We're Facebook Living real quickly here. So we just want to make sure we raise the awareness of Feeding Tampa Bay. Let people know we've got 700,000 people in the Tampa Bay area which are food insecure, and this company provides support to help those people out. These are good, hard-working men and women, sometimes got 2-3 jobs trying to put food on their plate and they can't. This guy comes to the rescue. 45, it's a 45 or is it up from that now? How many million meals every year?
We'll be up over 50 this year.
Over 50 million meals every single year this guy provides to the Tampa Bay market. He is a true hero.
This is what we call a hunger hero.
Well, then you're like a superhero. All right, we're going to kick off here any minute now. The audience is filled. I think they're probably waiting for me to stop doing the Facebook Live, shut up so they can live stream this thing, and we get the show rolling. Go to tampabay.com. Our friends over at the Tampa Bay Times are going to be live streaming this for us. TampaBay.com any minute now. Just go over there, find the little thing, click on it. You'll see a little banner. It'll eventually go live, and you can watch the whole show. Season finale, it's on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are you done with your live stream?
Yes.
So these are all the sponsors.
Yep.
They all want to talk.
Yes.
If individuals say something.
Well, that
we just need to make sure all these people on the sideline, they can't really stand there. It's going to be crowded. Everyone's going to want to be in here.
Yep.
Sorry, we need to make sure.
Do you want me to kick him out?
No, I mean, I can do it.
Do you need me to be the heavy?
We'll figure it out. It's fine.
I don't mind being the back.
Throughout the night, they're going to try to say name.
Yeah. I'm ready anytime.
I'm waiting on 2 more sponsors. If you don't show
That'd be David. He just showed up. Hey, David. Hey, here we go.
You can never assume anything.
Wait a minute. Where'd all my notes go?
Wait, I'm here? Oh.
I'm going to be pulling a Marco Rubio tonight. I got such try now.
Wow.
I guess we're live streaming now. Yeah, so we're live streaming now, so I can't say anything embarrassing now.
What's that?
We're live streaming now, so I can't say anything embarrassing. So, yeah, apparently, yeah.
So this is that moment where it's just like, let's just talk it up and smile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's post it and go live. There we go. Cool. Did you formally meet Mike, by the way?
I hugged him.
You did? Okay. So, Mike, Jody is my director of business development, and you already know because you've been tweeting with her, I guess, or texting, I don't know. But I'm going to make some jokes about she's my work wife, but with you, I'm going to give her.
You guys are best couple.
She gets a hall pass with Mike. So, are you cool with that? All right. Well, I know you're married, so I don't know what the. She obviously is pretty cool, but yep.
What do you say?
Just make sure he's cool with the joke about. I'm going to give you a hall pass for him.
I'm going to put my beautiful wife on the spot.
Yep. Make sure I know her name, because I know your name, David, but I don't know her. Stephanie. All right.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about your eyes and the plants and whatnot. I'd like her to come down and tell a story of why we believe in Feeding Tampa Bay.
Sure. Yeah.
Kids got involved, and so
yeah, perfect.
Let's put her on the spot.
Perfect. So you'll bring her down. I don't even need to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do we want to cut you that ahead of time to hand out, or do you just want to grab some?
It seems to work, because while you're.
The meal of St. Petersburg beat out.
Did you try this?
They were competing against
Right.
a place that's at Sundown. But anyway, the mill won. And the guy was able to combine
Holy shit.
chocolate syrup and
That's wild.
yellowfin.
Oh, fun. Okay.
He made it work, man.
Hey, you gotta.
So very.
Oh, you all got quiet quick. It's like they're waiting. It's like the O.J. Simpson trial. They're waiting for the results or something. Y'all can talk now. It's all good, right? Yeah, we'll just letting you know. Find your seats.
I'm going to sell these 2 tickets to BT.
Why don't we just have her move down there?
Well, it's fine. She's sitting with all the people, isn't it? I mean, it's so broken.
There we go. Is that live? There we go. Are we good? All right. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for your patience. Welcome to Epic Chef Showdown, Season 3, Season Finale. Woo! My name is Topher Morrison. I'll be your host this evening, and I have been privileged to be the host for the entire season, and we have had a great season. We have had meatloaf fall on the floor. We've had sushi rolls come unrolled. Just last week, Chef Brandon from Ava took a high-risk maneuver, tried making a calzone, did not have time within the 30 minutes to cook it all the way through, essentially served the judges inedible food for the second round, and as a result, Chef Colin crushed him by a mile, came in here from Noble Crust, and he is here in the finals to compete against Chef Paul from Mise. These two are some hardy competitors. Let's give them a big round of applause. We'll give the formal introduction in a minute, but first let's share with you a couple things here. Number one, this is the first season that we are live streaming all over the world. So all of your friends and family that you have been rubbing it in that they couldn't get tickets to the live show, you can even make it even more jealous by texting them and tweeting them right now, telling them to tune in to TampaBay.com. Our friends at the Tampa Bay Times will be live streaming this all over the world at TampaBay.com. So if you guys could break out your phones, we love to have you out there tweeting, Facebook living, doing whatever you want, but let them know that they can watch this entire thing live streamed on TampaBay.com through our friends and families, members at the Tampa Bay Times. We are ready to roll. Let's see here. The real reason why we're here, though, is not so much this competition, although we're glad to have you guys here compete, but it's to raise awareness for a charity. That charity is none other than Feeding Tampa Bay. For those of you unfamiliar with Feeding Tampa Bay, we have Thomas Mance, the executive director. I called his name right when he put some food in his mouth. I'm pretty impressed with the timing on that one. We'll have him come up and say a few words in a moment, but I'll wait until he puts a big bunch of food in his mouth before I call him over to do that. But real quickly, Feeding Tampa Bay is the primary charity responsible for feeding upwards of 50 million meals every single year here in the Tampa Bay area. That is an outstanding accomplishment, but let me tell you folks, they have the capacity and the need to feed 100 million meals here in the Tampa Bay area. There are 700,000 people in the Tampa Bay area which are food insecure. That is a number which is unacceptable. We want to get the awareness out there to let people know about this fine charity because it is one of the tightest run ships in the nonprofit sector you'll ever find. Folks, for every $1 you donate, they can create 10 meals from that $1 donation. That is outstanding and worth a big round of applause for Feeding Tampa Bay. Some other numbers that might shock you. 1 out of every 4 kids in a public school won't have a meal to eat from Friday evening all the way through till Monday morning. That's also unacceptable. 20% of our retired military are on some sort of food assistance program. Now, I don't know about you, but I think if our men and women protect the freedom of this country, well, they should have a better life at retirement than having to rely on food insecure or be food insecure. Am I correct? Let's make sure we help these people out as well. So let's make sure we raise that awareness. We'd love for you to send out some of those facts and figures out as you tweet and Facebook and put on LinkedIn and whatever social media you want. We'd love for you to do that as well. And of course, none of this would happen without our sponsors, so I do want to make sure we take time to acknowledge these wonderful companies that have stepped up, wrote some checks to help us get this production up and running and rolling. So, and by the way, I think whenever people like to announce sponsors, they always say, hold your applause till the end. That is lame. Man, each one of these sponsors, they totally deserve the biggest round of applause you could give them. So let's start off with Florida Blue, our primary sponsor. Thank you guys so much for helping us out, David. Thank you. We got Coca-Cola Florida in the house. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate everything you do. You like the product placement we did for you, Coca-Cola? Huh? You like that? Yep. Been there the whole season. Yep. All right. We got Harvard Jolly. The gentleman right here, my friend, thank you so much. Every week this guy's been here. Appreciate Harvard Jolly, architecture firm. We got Gray Robinson. Where's the people from Gray Robinson? There we go, right there, Gray Robinson. Company I just found out about this season, and I'm in love with this company, Uriah's Urban Farms. David from Uriah's Urban Farms is there. They have brought out this farm produce. If you're not familiar with Uriah's Urban Farms, if you'd like to get fresh produce delivered to your door that is still live, living and in the soil, they deliver to your house every single Friday. It's a great place. We're going to throw some of their food around, have you guys sample it. I will tell you, it's the best tasting stuff I've ever had in my mouth. It's awesome. So glad to have you here. We got Breakthrough Beverage giving us the wine. They always get the loudest applause. Free booze, woo! Yeah. And last but not least, we got our friends at the Tampa Bay Times who are helping us live stream this all over the world. So thank you guys so much for helping us put this presentation on. We could not do it without you. Very grateful for that. Having said that, now it's time to meet the stars of the show tonight, folks. So you guys ready to root for some chefs here? Here we go. Let's meet them. We got right here on the right-hand side, we got from Mise, we got the pastry chef Paul Boucher. Paul Boucher from Pastry Chef. Graduated from the New England Culinary Institute. He's been working for 16 years at Mise. He managed a wine shop prior to that. This guy is so calm, so peaceful. You see him out in the lobby. He's just Mr. Mellow, right? That timer clicks, this guy turns into like a silverback gorilla. He's and it just gets intense. He's the most intense competitor I think we've seen this season. So watch out for him, Colin, all right? This guy gets intense. He's calm now, but he's pretty intense. Big round of applause for Paul Boucher. Thank you, sir. Glad to have you here. Good luck, my friend. And over here on the left, we have from Noble Crust. We have Colin Rhinesmith, the chef de cuisine. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program. 15 years, studied up in Montreal, New York. This man is the Iceman. I tell you what, I have not seen him have an expression on his face the entire season. It's just calm, cool, and mellow, but his hands move like Mr. Roboto. It's like flowing around quick. He's the fastest chef I've seen here in the room. He's so fast, he has time to take a little sip of his beer all the time. So he'll go through a couple of those by the end of the night. So we're grateful to have you guys here. So we got Chef Colin. Oh, we got Chef Paul. Give him a big round of applause. All right, let's cover the rules, shall we? This is very simple. This is a two-part competition, 30 minutes apiece. At the end of the 30 minutes, the hands goes up. Whatever's on the plate, that's what they're going to get judged by. They have to cook an appetizer in 30 minutes and an entree in 30 minutes, total of 60 minutes. What cooking competition would be complete without mystery ingredients? Well, we got those here as well, folks. So we're going to go through and find out what they have no clue what the mystery ingredients are. So they might have been looking at the vegetables, thinking how they can put this medley together, but they don't know what's inside right here and what they have to prepare. So we're going to reveal that now so they can start to prepare in their brain what's going to be happening and how they're going to cook. So let's look at the first one. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. The first one that we have as our mystery ingredients is Coca-Cola and live lobster. Coca-Cola and live lobster. Here we go. Huh? Yeah, okay. Whole season I've been hitting to the chefs, you know, if you put some Coca-Cola products inside, you might help you out. We thought, we'll just make sure this is one of the ingredients. Yep. All right. Little known fact, Coca-Cola, one of the favorite beverages of lobster. They love that. All right, here we go. And our next one, I'm not even going to lift it because, well, on live production, if anything can go wrong, it will, and I'm pretty sure I dropped this one. So here we go. The next one we have is artichokes with fresh Burns dry-aged ribeye. We got dry-aged ribeye and some artichoke. Get the picture. There we go. All right, so in their mind, they're going to be prepping what they're going to do for round two, but right now, round one, it's all about the Coca-Cola and the live lobster. So, Chef Colin, Chef Paul, welcome to your adventure. We're glad to have you here. At this point in time, let's go through the rules. The rules are very simple. You got 30 minutes. Smack talk is approved, also encouraged. However, no stabbing or cutting with knives other than the food, so keep that to yourselves. We got 30 minutes, let's play clean. And we're going to reset the timer. I believe we got Rossi here to set the timer for us. Big round of applause for Rossi. All right, folks, are you guys ready? Let's give them a countdown. Here we go, starting with 5 down to 1. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the timer, chefs. Get your chef on. Here we go. Big round of applause. Let's encourage him on. All right. I'm going to stay far away from the lobster. At this point in time, while they start going and cooking as fast as they possibly can, if you're wondering why they're hustling so hard, oftentimes the more high-end foods often takes longer time to cook, so these guys right now realize that they've got to get these lobsters cooked and prepared in 30 minutes or less. This is why you see them moving fast and furious, ready to roll. Here we go. A couple things before we get going. I want to introduce to you right now and thank the Epicurean for this wonderful venue. I think there he is. All right. What I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce the GM of the Epicurean. Please welcome up to the stage Kevin Scott. Kevin, let's get you a microphone here. Please give a big round of applause for Kevin Scott, the general manager for the Epicurean.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. How about those ingredients for a finale? Right? Burns dry age. Well, thank you all again for coming. I think for those who have been here for 7 consecutive weeks, thank you very much. Great to see you. And for those who are just joining, please, this is all about Feeding Tampa Bay, and Topher's going to go through some of the amazing things that they do in more detail and throw out some facts, and he'll give away some herbs later on from Uriah's. So really, it's about starting the conversation, about talking about it, and really putting it out there. And the more we talk about it, $1 that Feeding Tampa Bay gets, they can do 10 meals. I mean, those numbers are just exceptional. Anyone who's in business would love that return and love to be able to put that out. So let's have the conversation. Let's have some fun tonight. It is the finale. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. And yeah, good luck, you two. With that, I will introduce Thomas Mance from Feeding Tampa Bay.
Good evening, everybody. So, thank you for being here. I've now been with Topher doing this for the better part of 7 weeks, and I no longer need to cite any statistics or give you any information about Feeding Tampa Bay. Could we find a more wonderful or capable host than Topher? I called him right prior.
I got one applaud from that. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
One of the nice things about the universe in which we exist is that you can call a friend and say, hey, I need your help. And I called Topher and I said, hey, would you mind hosting an event for 7 weeks in a row?
8, actually.
8 weeks in a row. And to his credit, Topher said yes. As I stand here, there are a lot of people that I know and that I know well that I would consider friends, and it's our 3rd year doing this. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the person that had the brainchild to do this, our good friend Tom Haynes at Epicurean. But when we also look at the other folks that are in the room here, we have our friends from Florida Blue who not only sponsored this for us, but David and his folks gave us $250,000 this year to fight hunger. What kind of gift is that? For us, it was a game changer. Our friends at Coca-Cola Beverage, Bottling of Florida, we started a program this year with the Lightning and Bill, Freeze Hunger, which has helped us bring awareness to the issue of hunger in our community. And so, one of the reasons why I mention this is that all of us do the same thing when it comes to food. We gather together with friends and with family, and food is central to all of us. It's central to our culture. It's central to who we are. And it's something that all of us in our lives make sure that we take great care around. The chefs that are preparing these meals are using their gifts to make sure that they have for a competition, but to make sure that in a restaurant, folks have access to good, tasty, wonderful food. What we at Feeding Tampa Bay do is very simple. We make sure that this experience happens for folks who otherwise would not have a meal. We make sure that we put good, healthy, nutritious on the tables of families that otherwise wouldn't have the ability to do so. And tonight is a celebration of food. It's a celebration of friends. It's a celebration of family. It's a celebration of the idea that a meal is central to all of us. So to all of you that sponsored us these last 8 weeks, we appreciate it. To all of you who carry the message of food insecurity and hunger in our community, we appreciate it. As we often say, everybody here has to sing for their supper. So we're not going to ask you for money. We don't do that. What we ask you for is your friendship and your support. We ask you for your awareness, and we ask you for the opportunity to go back and tell someone what you heard tonight, what you participated in tonight. Great causes need great heroes. When you have 1 in 4 kids in the community that are hungry, we need great heroes. So for all of you that enjoyed this tonight with us, thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for these last 8 weeks.
Well done, well said. Thank you, my friend. All right, well, listen, I'll tell you what, no cooking competition would be complete without some celebrity judges, and man, we have hit the jackpot here today. So let me take a minute here to introduce our celebrity judges. Down here, closest to the audience, we have Joseph Hayes. Joseph is the dining critic for Orlando Magazine. Came all the way up from Orlando tonight. Let's give him a round of applause. Joseph, you've been a freelance writer since 1996. You won Florida Magazine Associates and Charlie Award for your writing on food, and you are the founding member of the Greater Orlando Food Leaders Alliance.
I
so
am.
I'm expecting you to have a good opinion about this food here tonight.
Well, I certainly have an opinion.
Yeah, well, no, it's going to be a good one as well. You have the credentials to prove it, my friend.
Well, all right.
Unlike me, which just puts food in his mouth, chews it, and goes nom, nom, nom. I have no discerning taste whatsoever. You, my friend, you're a pro at this. Yeah, you got your pro card.
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So,
All right.
So you get paid to tell people what's wrong with their food or what's right, but it's probably much more fun to tell them what's wrong.
I get paid to eat.
What a good life.
Basically.
Yeah.
And
How do you stay thin?
I don't.
Is it just the loose
Not at
jacket?
all.
Yep.
It's the jacket. It's the clothing. Unlike Emily, I don't run 5 minutes a day, so I just get larger. Yes, but it's a good large.
Well, listen, man, we are very honored that you are here. We love knowing that we have professional credentials here in the room, and we're really honored that you came out from Orlando. I got to tell you, by the way, our sister city, Orlando, has really stepped up and supported every single episode. We've had a representative from Orlando come all the way over here from one of the magazines or the papers or some association. It's been really nice. So we gratefully appreciate you and thank you for coming out.
Thank
You're going
you,
to spend the night here at the Epicurean?
Of course.
All right, so you're going to love it. It's a great place. All right, big round of applause, please, for Joseph Hayes. All right, now if you're a foodie, you don't even need me to introduce this next guest. We have Emily Ellen. She is the Retro Rad Chef on the Food Network. We are glad to have you here. If you are a Epic Chef fan, you will also recognize her because she was the host of Epic Chef Showdown Season 2. And I will tell you, they wanted her for Season 3. I am very proud to be the backup plan here. When Thomas was making it sound like they called me, it was more like, listen, we wanted Emily, but she was too busy, so would you be willing to do it? So I am very happy that you were busy because I got the sweet gig.
You did? I think we were going to collaborate. You're stretching the story.
Maybe a little bit, but I got to tell you, it would have been great having you co-host, but it's awesome having you here as a judge. And you know, you really have a better gig here than as the host because we don't get to eat. As the host, it's like such a ripoff, right? I got to talk nonstop for 2 hours. I don't have time to put food in my mouth. You get to eat.
We'll feed you.
I like it.
She will feed you.
You know I'll feed
All right.
you. I'll feed you.
Well, then, well, why didn't we ever hear from the first 7 episodes? Come on, Thomas, pull those strings. Let's make this happen. Because I've not eaten in all 7 episodes. But I've got some strategies of my own this night. I'm going to get some food in my mouth one way or the other. I've found it out. So, Emily, let me go down your credentials here because we're having fun talking, but we haven't really given you the street cred that we need to do.
Is I'm stark raving rad.
You're stark raving rad.
As a headline once read in the beloved Orlando magazine.
Thank you.
Is that what he called you?
Yes.
That's a pretty good title, my friend. Well done.
I'm a pro.
Listen, she was born in a farm in Ohio. That couldn't have been more food related there. And was encouraged by your parents to travel the world. Did you listen to them and go?
I did.
That's a good thing. Most kids don't listen to their parents. Good that you did. Probably why you turned out so well. You studied at the Culinary Institute of America, and you have a master's and a PhD in food. Is that correct?
I do. 2 masters.
2 masters and a PhD.
Yes.
And the potato.
Well done. All
And
right.
I was the potato queen.
The potato queen. There's a story there.
How many dishes have I cooked with Coca-Cola, as you know?
Yep.
I mean, we've gone through this, haven't we? But I know all these people. We grew up together.
We are glad to have you here. And for those of you that are not aware, or for those of you watching our live stream television show, Emily has a new show coming out on the Food Network. It is called Food Quest with none other than Robin Leach. Yes, that's pretty impressive, right? So that's going to start up this fall, is that correct, on the Food Network?
End of September, tune in. Kim Alexis.
Tell us what's the show going to be about, Food Quest.
Well, in true Robin Leach fashion, we do a kind of lifestyle quest, but we're in a quest, a food quest, to find the best. So we go through, and one of the oldest American cheese companies has asked me to cook with their cheese.
Nice.
So being the Retro Rad Chef, I take the old and remix
Make it into the new.
new fabulous dishes. So you'll have to tune in.
We certainly will.
Channel, so you'll see me.
Big round of applause for Emily, please. Chefs, just to keep you aware, you are officially past the 10-minute mark. You've got 18 minutes and 54 seconds. Stay focused in the game, my friend. All right, next there we have the columnist from Tampa Bay Times. We have Ernest Hooper here. Ernest, thank you for coming out, my friend. He oversees the new content for the Times regional edition of Tampa, the South Shore and Brandon Times. You're busy.
I am.
Yeah. And write 2 columns a week. You are best known for your tagline. Say it for me.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying. All right. Cool. So I better hear that after every rating of the food. That's all I'm saying. All right. Glad to have you here.
Strawberry.
Yeah, did she?
That's all I'm saying.
Do you?
Yeah, I know.
Put it in your purse and save it for me later, would you? Listen, I got to tell you something. Can I say a few things about Tampa Bay Times?
Go ahead.
Where's my Tampa Bay Times representatives here? All right. You're going to love what I have to tell you right now. Folks, you know as well as I do, when you turn on the news, whether it be on the TV, you open up the paper, the first thing you better do before you read anything or watch anything is take a mental check and know, is this a left-leaning news article or is this a right-leaning news article? Because lately it's hard to get anything totally balanced. I want to tell you something about Tampa Bay Times. One of the things I love about Tampa Bay, I love living here and I love our paper because this is one of the few papers left in the country which is about as damn neutral as you can be, right down the middle. And I love the fact that your paper tells it like it is, not like one bias leans to the other. And I'm grateful for you. Big round of applause to the Tampa Bay Times. Let's keep them alive. A legible country is an intelligent country and an informed country. Let's keep the Times and the papers going. If you don't like papers, get it on the iPad. That's what I do. Every morning I got my Times, got it in the pad. Works perfectly well. Glad to have you here, my friend. You've been here before, is that correct?
I was here as a diner before.
That's right, you were
trying
dining.
to be a judge tonight.
Yeah, you get more food this way.
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty cool deal. All
I
right.
have to stop at Burger King on the way home.
All right. Well done. Big round of applause for Ernest Hooper, please, from the Tampa Bay Times. All right, now this last person needs absolutely no introduction because his name is Mike Calta. He is the morning talk show host of the #1 rated show in the region on 102.5 The Bone, the Mike Calta Show. And, like, if that's not enough, he's also the basis for Pitbull Toddler. Glad to have you here. Mike Calta from 102.5 The Bone. Real Raw Radio, my friend. Thanks for coming out.
I had to share my strawberry if you like. Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right. Glad to have you here, buddy. Now, normally you're on the interviewing end, not the interviewee end, so this is unusual for you. But what's not unusual for you is getting free meals. You, as a talk show host, has probably figured out how to get more free meals from restaurants than all 3 of these people combined.
I think that is physically evident. Yeah,
That's why I put you closest to the food.
It's a good perk of our job. Everybody wants us to talk about their restaurant, so we get a lot of good food, although I feel like we classed it up a little tonight.
Yeah? Well, you wore a tie, man. I was impressed.
Yeah. I had to borrow it, but...
And it's a clip-on.
Yeah.
And it just stops there.
You kidding me? I went to Catholic school. I can tie a knot with my eyes closed, buddy. I'm ready.
All right, well done. Listen, 102.5 The Bone. You're on the air every morning for, is it 5 or 6 a.m.?
In about 6 hours.
6 hours, yeah. We're past your bedtime now, right?
Way past, but it's well worth it.
So if you guys see him nodding off, it's not because he's bored, it's because he's physically deprived of any kind of sleep.
Yes.
Tune in tomorrow morning to listen to him yawn every 3 minutes on the show.
Yes.
What's going to be on the show tomorrow? Have you guys already gone through the protocol of what's going to be on there?
Tomorrow, the hot topic is going to be how that guy murdered his lobster.
He killed it, didn't he? He just put that thing with no mercy. It was just warrior cut.
I have never been afraid of a guy who weighs $130 in my life like I am with that guy. He ripped the head off.
Yeah.
You win, sir.
Got a little intense there, Colin, I'm telling you. The only thing you could have done to make that a little bit more is if you would have swore when you were cracking its spine. But that was a little crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. Listen, Mike Calta from 102.5 The Bone. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, cool. Listen, the second course drop is here, so we need to bring up some people who can tell you a little bit about this menu. Is Chef Rob outside maybe somewhere? Let's get him. I didn't even talk to him, but I'm sure he's more than happy to come out here and talk a little bit about. Chef Rob is in there somewhere to come out and talk about the drop food that we have here, your second dish. This is provided to you from Noble Crust, by the way. It is a goat cheese and ricotta gnocchi. It's got some zucchini, fennel, some oregano in there, And we got Chef Rob, I believe, coming out to talk smack about Chef Colin and talk about how he's been crushing it at the restaurant. By the way, just so you'll know, Noble Crust just opened up their latest restaurant in the Wiregrass Mall. I was fortunate enough to be there on the opening of the first day, having some food, and I will tell you, man, if you want some Southern comfort food, it is the place to go. These guys specialize in Italian cuisine mixed with Southern comfort, and they have crazy dishes that you'll never hear or see about in any other restaurant, and they are amazing. I was very honored to take that, have some samples as well. I know you're enjoying the food. We're going to get it's good? Past the satisfaction? It is good, isn't it? Right? Well, he didn't cook it this time, but the head chef did. So we're grateful to have him here. He'll come up here and talk in a few minutes. What we'll do, since we're waiting for Chef Rob, he's clearly, oh wait, I think the door's opening. Nope. We're going to bring out Chef Jeff here. We got a special celebrity guest coming out tonight. So let me, if I could, bring out our surprise guest. For those of you who are foodies and you like the TV show Master Chef, we got Chef Jeff from Master Chef with Gordon Ramsay. How are you, my friend?
It's so great to be here right now.
Glad to have you here. Let me get your microphone. All right, Chef Jeff, tell me, you are still running in the competition, my friend.
Still running in it, representing Tampa right now at the top 11 home cook in all of America right now. So hopefully I continue out to become the next Master Chef.
Well, let's talk about that. Who won?
Who won? Well, you're just going to have to keep watching.
Was that not Wednesday night? I thought I just slipped that in.
Pulling the arm here, but you're just going to have to keep watching every Wednesday night to see how it plays out. And this week, starting for now, it's going to be 2-hour episodes. So you've got double Master Chef every Wednesday night on Fox, or by joining me at my watch party at Fodder and Shine, which is a great opportunity to support local charities.
Indeed.
In week 2, we actually did a watch party for Feeding Tampa Bay. Within 1 hour, 1,600 meals were donated by the community support.
That's fantastic. Yeah. It's amazing.
I mean, it really, truly is amazing and a testament to the great stewardness of this incredible organization and the impact that they have within the Tampa Bay community.
Well, listen, the reason I asked you to come back, you were a judge for us last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember which one it was.
A few weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago, yeah. Loved the connection, loved your energy and your spirit. But I got to tell you, I, by trade, am not a food guy. I'm just a talking guy. And I look at, where's Kevin? Where's Kevin? Is he around here? He's out in the hall. It's funny. Kevin, the general manager for the Epicurean, kind of gives me this look like tricks are for kids. He just goes, anytime I start talking about food, because I literally go, and what's this? And he goes, it's oregano, you idiots. So I thought if I could have an expert chef out here, you can be letting me know what these guys are doing on their food. So we're going to have you give a little bit of a play-by-play. Right now that we finally got Chef Rob here, he's clearly having too much fun out in the lobby. But let's bring out Chef Rob from Noble Crust, the head chef at Noble Crust.
How are you?
How are you, my friend?
Great, how are you?
Good, I bet you're happy to be back.
Yes, very.
This kid is crushing it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an animal.
Yeah.
Literally.
He is. He was getting a little animalistic on that lobster. Tell us a little bit about the dish that you prepared for these guys.
So this is, we do a gnocchi dish at the restaurant. This one's a little bit different. This is goat cheese and ricotta gnocchi. A little bit of like fresh oregano butter, fennel, zucchini, and fennel fronds.
What can we expect when we go to Noble Crust?
We do seasonal Italian with a southern soul, so it's traditional Italian food, but with also the southern influence of the American South, and vice versa as well too.
Give us an example, like what would be something that would be southern comfort food mixed in
well,
with
some
that?
things are very southern and some things are very Italian. Like we do a really good fried chicken with Tabasco honey and a black pepper gravy, and roasted garlic with potatoes, and watermelon and cucumber salad. And then some dishes like shrimp and grits more veer towards the south.
Got it. I got to tell you, I've been to your restaurant, love the vibe, love the ambiance, loved the food, bro.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you, it was amazing. This guy, and he's your little brother.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how's this? We got big brother helping out little brother here. When I came out there, you and Colin were there, and you guys prepared for me this pork belly appetizer called the
FGBLT.
FGBLT.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm not a pork belly fan. I've tried it before, didn't really like it. This guy, oh my God, it was delicious. They had it here last week, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Last week, yeah.
Such good food. You got to check them out. They are in the Wiregrass Mall. You've got one elsewhere. Where else you got?
4th Street in St. Pete.
4th Street in St. Pete, and you're opening up a new one in Bradenton. Is that right?
Carrollwood.
Carrollwood.
So Carrollwood will be, this winter.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that as well. What do you think his chances are of winning?
I'd say they're pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's cool under pressure, isn't he?
Competition, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where he shines, is that, you know, a lot of people can't do 90-hour work weeks opening a restaurant
Yeah.
and at the same time maintaining a
Yeah,
positive attitude and having fun doing
they
it.
were literally opening the restaurant while he's competing in this competition. That's pretty impressive. He's got some tough competition, though. I tell you what, this guy Paul, he's sitting back, he's just calm and chill, but he gets so competitive and intense. So it's going to be a tough fight for sure. We are glad that you're here. We're glad that Colin's in the finals. If you guys ever get a chance, check out the Wiregrass Mall. Go to Noble Crust. You're going to love the restaurant. Thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
It's always
Cheers,
a
my
pleasure.
friend. All right, give a big round of applause for Chef Rob and Noble Crust. All right, Jeff, give us a play-by-play. What do you think they're doing here? You've been kind of checking them out. What's going on?
The smells outside are intoxicating right now because I got to see what we were doing. So we're working with lobster and Coca-Cola, right?
Yep.
All right, so walk me through a little bit about what we've got going on right now. It looks like you put some of the lobster meat in. You're poaching it, I'm assuming it?
Yes, I'm going to put you like a Coca-Cola soy little tea glaze.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. The colors are fantastic, and it looks like you got everything going right on with the timing because you've got 8 minutes left, and it looks like you're really well ahead of a
8 minutes.
right now. So
8
that's
minutes
awesome.
remaining, gentlemen.
Now, it looks like over here, Colin over on the other side here, we're already starting to go into our next course, it looks like. So it looks like you're going for some time management and getting that 8-pound rib roast going. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm going to get it seasoned. All the salt gets in there. Try to get it portioned up so it's ready to go for the next round.
That's awesome. So why are you starting it right now?
Because I really want to take care of that meat. It's very expensive. It's very delicious, and I want to make sure that the
Are we
judges get
boring you,
a
Mike?
full piece of dry edge.
No problem.
Very cool, very cool. So we've got a lot of moving parts over here.
We've already lost a judge. We've had a sports injury. We're going to call it that. He just has to go pee. Anyway, so they're doing good. Would you be doing anything different here? What do you think?
You know, I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with the Coca-Cola because with the Coca-Cola, you are working with a lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar,
So within
right.
that first round, what are you going to do with the lobster?
Yeah.
How are you going to pair that? How are you going to complement it? Are you going to go with something sweet and then at the last second throw a little sour into it, bring out some acidity to play off of that? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that particular dish is going to come out on a plate.
You know what I'd do?
What are you going to do?
I'd serve him the lobster and pour the Coke in a glass because that's how you should drink Coke.
You know how I would do it? I would just put my Coca-Cola on ice. So I'm just going to have to one-up you with the ice.
Cool. All right, listen, Chef Jeff, tune in to Master Chef
That's right, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock on Fox. Or if you wanted to come by to the watch parties, they're over at Fodder and Shine. And every week it supports a local charity that's making an impact in the Tampa Bay community. This particular week it is the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, based here in Tampa, but has an impact all across the U.S. to help kids find a cure for cancer with therapeutic means. So your support is definitely kind and definitely appreciated to come out to Fodder and Shine.
What's the cost? How much do we got to pay to come in?
It is free.
Whoa!
Free event to the public. Thank you very much to the contract of Fox Television for that.
Yeah.
So it is a free event that I've made sure that works into the contract that I have. But 100% of what is raised goes to the charity that night through the means of silent auction prizes, raffle items, 50-50, and just general support of the community. And we've had a great showing of the community from small businesses to big businesses and just the general public that have really made a difference and an impact.
Well, let me tell you something. One thing that I really appreciate you on the show is every moment you get. If you haven't watched it, tune in to Master Chef, right? Every chance this man gets, he is an advocate for Tampa Bay. He tries finding a way to put her on a shirt, mention it, talk about the origin. We really, really appreciate you doing that, man. I appreciate it.
That really means a lot to me because, you know, this is truly an incredible journey that I get to share with the greatest city in America. And to be able to showcase the true restaurants and the restaurateurs and the food scene that is growing and is incredible right now. The sensation is palpable. I mean, it's just bursting. It's a really fun time to highlight that.
Chefs, please check your clock. 5 minutes remaining. You got 5 minutes left. Believe me, the killer here is not your prep. It is the time clock. You got 5 minutes to go.
All right, so I see a little bit of grapefruit over here. Are you going to go with that? Or are you going to bring out a little acidity coming in with that lobster dish?
I'm going to do like kind of classic French, you know. I'm going to poach the lobster in some Coca-Cola butter.
Cool.
Some tarragon, orange, fennel, Brussels sprouts. You know, going to kind of go the very classic route, but with a little bit of Coca-Cola funk.
All right, we'll get it on, brother.
Very nice.
All
I'm
right,
really
cool.
excited for that.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for coming out, man. If you can stick around, great. If not, I know you got a little baby that you got to get back to. That
A little fun for a little longer. Do you guys want me to stick around a little longer? All right, then I'll stick around for just a little longer.
All right, super. All right, we got 5 minutes left. I want to talk a few of our sponsors before we got here, because if I do it now, I know I don't have to pressure them too much time. First thing I want to do is I want to come out and I want to thank Florida Blue. You guys have been our lead sponsor. Give them a big round of applause. We have Dave, which is the president of marketing for Florida Blue here. I want to thank you so much. By the way, Thomas thanks you for stepping up the 3rd year in a row being the primary sponsor, because it means he doesn't have to reprint the banner. We really appreciate every penny goes to save it. So thank you very much. Can we count on you for the 4th season? No pressure.
No, I think we can.
All right, good. You don't have to get a banner again, Thomas. I got your back, my friend. Why is it that you guys are so passionate about helping out Feeding Tampa Bay? You don't just come here. You've got gentlemen that on the board for Feeding Tampa Bay as well. Tell us why you guys support us so much.
Well, I think it all comes back to our mission of helping people and communities achieve better health. And what better way to support health than through good nutrition?
Yep.
And I can't think of another nonprofit organization that impacts so many people and is so efficient. 10 counties, 50 million meals. We're proud to be able to support that.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you be a big advocate. You are truly a hunger hero for Feeding Tampa Bay. I promise you they wouldn't be able to do those 50 million meals without the support from you guys. So thank you so much.
Well, we're happy to do it. And I just want to say, you know, we're a Florida-based company, so our members and the people of Florida are our customers. So we love Florida. We help whenever we can. We're a nonprofit structure. We take a lot of our profits and put it back into the community, and this is one good example. And Rick Bennett, who works with me, he's the guy that brought this program to us about 3 years ago, and he heads up our strategic partnerships. And I think Rick, you've been to every one of these. He's a foodie.
He's been almost
Him and his
everyone,
wife Christy are foodies, but you represent us well, and I want to thank you for the hard work you've been doing. But
yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll tell you, I went up to Dave today and I said, listen, no pressure, but Rick's been here. What are we at here? We're at 2 minutes, by the way, 2 minutes. I came up to Dave earlier show and I said, listen, no pressure, but you better deliver tonight, because Rick has been here and he's been doing an elegant speech every single time. I think you did okay, my friend. You represented Florida. Did he meet your approval? He did okay? All right. You got a good one working for you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at basically the less than 2 minute mark. This is where it gets tough. Now, we've already got the food on the plate. This is the tricky part, folks, because you don't want to get the food on the plates too soon, because if you do, it gets cold. If it gets cold, they're going to rate it lower. So you don't want to wait too late, because you may not get it on the plate. So it's a tough call to see how we're doing. I will tell you, they've both got the majority of their food on the plate, so I have a feeling that we're going to get a great presentation from both of them. It looks great on both ends. We've got some red cabbage over here. We got some potatoes. I don't know where that Coca-Cola is at. It looks like it's in the sauce over here with a little bit of citrus. Not sure how Paul has done this. Maybe he's going to put the sauce on right now that's got the Coca-Cola. What's that? He poached it in the Coca-Cola. Interesting.
Oh, you poached it in the Coca-Cola, did you?
1 minute remaining. Here we go. Give him a minute.
1 minute.
All right, folks, you got 52 seconds left. This is where it all comes down. Now, they don't know who I'm going to pick first to get judged by the judges. So they got to make sure they got the right amount on at the right time, and then they just hope for the best, hope it stays warm. There are no heat pads here. We're coming down to the wire. We got 30 seconds left, Paul. He's cleaning up the plate. He's ready to go.
Presentation.
I have a feeling this is why these two are in the finals right here. The food's on the plate. It looks good. It's ready to go. They're both going to have time to probably sip a beer, it looks like. Looking real good, Colin. How you doing, buddy? He's got a good presentation. He's making it look good. Both people, great presentation.
15 seconds.
Please, 15 seconds. Here we go. Let's give them a countdown, shall we? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, chefs. All right, well done. Woo! Mr. Paul Boucher, let's take your plate out to the judges. How would you like me to serve it? With this way, this way?
You can serve it kind of like that.
Like that? We'll do. Got it. All right, cool. Want to make sure it represented the best way possible. Here we go. Gentlemen, your first dish.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sure I'm supposed to serve that from the left or something. I don't know. I guess we're going to do it that way. All right, let me get a microphone. As long as it gets in their mouth, man, it's good. Here we go. We got a microphone. All right, so Paul, let me just stand kind of right back here.
Right here?
There we go, perfect. Paul, tell us what you've done.
I've done a Coca-Cola soy poached lobster with a Asian-style choucroute and sautéed enoki mushrooms and fingerling potatoes. And the sauce is some of the reduction of the poaching liquid.
Got it. It looks delicious. We got a head nod from Emily. I think she's approving. We've got a critic there smelling it, right? So this is how you know they're good, right? Like for me, I wouldn't think to smell it. I just stick it in my mouth and chew. He's looking at it, checking the presentation. It's doing good. See, Mike Calta's more like me. Just scoop it, stick it in your mouth, and if you like it, say yes, right?
I like
That's the way to go. All right, cool. He likes it. So you got a plus from Mike Calta already. We're going to give him a few more minutes here to eat. How do you think you did? You feel confident?
Yeah.
Did it come out the way you wanted to?
About, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, 30 minutes, that's tough to cook lobster in 30 minutes, yeah?
Right, they gave us 4 lobsters too, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got 1 pot.
I tell you what, you crushed that. I'm real proud. The fact is, just getting the food on the plate is the toughest part here. That's how we've seen chefs go down during this competition. They just don't get it done in time, and then the meal isn't right. Mike, we're going to start with you, my friend. What did you think about this dish?
First of all, can I ask how you murdered your lobster?
You didn't get to see it?
I couldn't see it.
The most humane way possible.
What do you do?
I split the head right down the middle.
Gotcha. Well, that's a delicious way to kill it. This is very good. I was worried that the Coca-Cola would make it too sweet, but it's not. It tastes almost like a little bit of an Asian flavor, and I think it came out great. It's cooked perfect.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Give a big round of applause for Mike Calta. All right, Emily, how you doing?
I am very impressed. And I, too, like Joseph, felt compelled to just, like, absorb this wafting fragrance that came from this dish. The Coca-Cola, hey, shout out, for real.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it because I'm a huge fan. Coca-Cola paired with the soy is an amazing glaze
Yep.
/ sauce, and it is incredible.
Well done.
Thank you.
The only thing that I would ask is I see all these herbs. I see chive, I see parsley of sorts, but I'm not getting them as much as I would because we have this incredible glaze. So just maybe on the next tweak or iteration, when you put this as your winning dish on the menu, right? On your menu?
Yep.
I would just say maybe amp it up with some more herbs or go for spices like Chinese 5-spice that would just bring it up to another level.
Good advice. All right, give a big round of applause for Emily from the Food Network. Joseph, how you doing? You smelled it, you looked at it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Give us your professional critique here, my
Well,
friend.
it's all part of the taste.
Yep.
And I was impressed with the actual lack of sweetness. You've tempered that. Is that gone?
Yeah, we're not hearing you.
All right. You
Talking to my chest.
later.
And all of a sudden, Joseph is at a loss for words.
Never.
I'm sorry. Are we
Never.
Is this a food
It must be really spicy because you've turned very red, Joseph.
Well, it's you managed to temper the sweetness of the Coke to the point where it made the lobster even more savory.
Interesting.
It actually brought out the meatiness of this delicate but very flavorful dish. And I like the texture of the potatoes. I like the contrast with the cabbage. It's a really good dish. Very well done.
Thank you. Well done. All right, good job. Joseph, please give him a round of applause. Thank you, Joseph. All right, bring us home for us. Ernest, what do you think from Tampa Bay Times?
Oh, I thought it was
Is this dead?
I would concur with.
Is it okay?
They took your plate already.
I would concur with the other judges. I thought that it was a nice, very nice combination of sweet and sour. There was a risk with the Coke of it being too sweet. You tempered that. The one thing I might suggest, and maybe I'm off with this, is maybe little pine nuts to add a little crunch to it all. Yeah,
Okay.
a little texture. I thought might have done a little bit with it, but other than that, I thought it was great.
fries. That's what we needed.
That what you needed? All right. Ernest, thank you very much. Give Ernest a big round of applause from Tampa Bay Times. Gentlemen, ma'am, please go ahead and fill out your scores for us, please, while we bring out the next step. Big round of applause for Paul Boucher from Mise. Mise en Place is located right down on Kennedy. It's a great restaurant. You're going to love it if you go. Some of the nicest dishes. All right, let's take out the next ones here. Chef Colin, have you come up front and center? Any particular way you want me to present this? All right, here we go.
How beautiful. Are you guys looking at this artwork?
All right. All right, so your next dish, tell us a little bit about this dish that you created for us, Colin, from Noble Crust.
So the lobster, I made a butter sauce. I reduced the Coca-Cola, emulsified some butter in it, and then finished the lobster in the butter sauce. I added some tarragon. It's like kind of like a classic. I went very like classic style. There's some roasted Brussels sprouts underneath, some roasted fennel. I put some orange segments, some grapefruit, a lot of parsley, a little endive, and orange salad on top. Yep. Very classic flavors. Try to be very clean. You know. Yep. Hopefully, you won't even notice that there's. You want to know there's Coca-Cola in there, but I tried to like make it in a more elegant way.
Complement it versus compete with it.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Listen, the presentation's great. Looked really cool. We're getting some nods from the heads. We're getting into that typical food face. You think you did pretty well?
Yeah, I think I did pretty good for the ingredients. Yeah.
Yeah, you crushed that lobster like you had an issue.
I've probably done that about.
Like there's some unresolved anger with you and lobsters.
I haven't killed one in a long time, so I think
so
I'm
good.
excited.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all saw that. Maybe we'll get the replay later, but tell you, man, he did it with devastation. It was the warrior's cut. That lobster did not know what hit him. It was like, oh, look at this is good. And it was out. No pain. Completely done. All right, let's see here. Emily, I think we'll start with you, ladies first. What do you think?
Visually, guys, did you see this? This is like.
It was a work of art. Yeah.
This is a piece of art. This is gorgeous. And when you were describing the flavors, butter, tarragon, these are classic flavors that we always pair with seafood like lobster. So it was very smart. Excuse me. Very smart starting off. Now, I thought it was very risky that all of a sudden you decided to pair it with all these like bitter agents. I mean, you have bitter bok choy, endive, and Brussels sprouts. But with the citrus, the grapefruit, it all is very balanced. The one thing that I would say, you're very aggressive with that lobster. We all saw. Bring it in a little, brother, because there was a little overcooking on some of the lobster meat, and you just have to work on. You got great sear on the vegetable, but make sure that they're cooked through all the way. Other than that, it's going to be close. I don't know.
Well done. All right, cool. Good job, Emily. Luckily for you, Colin, killing style is not one of the 3 rated aspects. You're judged on creativity, presentation, and flavor, so you should be okay with the murder on the lobster. All right, Joseph, how you doing, buddy? What do you think?
I'm agreeing with just about everything that Emily said. We're not working again?
I'll just get you a microphone.
Thank you.
There we go.
Hi. I agree with just about everything that Emily said. There's an interesting dichotomy between not having enough time and having too much time.
Yeah.
If you'd had more time with the vegetables, they would have been cooked all the way through. And if you had less time with the lobster, I think that would have made a big difference. The thing that I would fault, if anything, is that we've got 2 very interesting ingredients, and we're only featuring one.
Okay.
There's really no evidence of the Coca-Cola in that, and I would have liked to see something a little more.
Got it.
But a good dish.
Well done. Thank you, Joseph. Big round of applause. Ernest, what do you think, my friend?
I thought it was very good, an interesting combination of flavors. Was that apricot?
It was oranges and grapefruit.
Yeah, very excellent touch there. I really appreciated that. I probably would have liked a little bit more of the fruit flavor, and I think that might have helped with the taste of the Coke. But overall, I thought it was terrific.
Thank you very much.
Well done. All right, cool. Ernest from Tampa Bay Times. This is Mike Calter. What do you think?
First of all, I disagree with Emily. you should be a little bit meaner to a lobster. Talk to it. Blame it for things in your childhood and then rip its head off. I'm joking. I thought it looked wonderful. I didn't know if the sauces were going to be exactly the same. They weren't. They were completely different. They were both delicious. And maybe we got a different piece, but my lobster was cooked great. It wasn't tough at all, and it worked great with the sauce you made. I could taste the aftertaste of the Coca-Cola, and I think it came out perfect.
All right, well done. Good. Got some good marks from Mike. Mike Cops at 102.5 the bone. All right, cool, Colin. Congratulations. Colin Reinsmith from Noble Crust. Good job. Give him a hand. All right, Wazzy, how are we doing on the turnover? We need to do a little bit? Okay, cool. So we're gonna let them kind of reset here. While they're resetting, I'd like to actually talk to some of our other sponsors. I think the one I'd like to speak to most, though, is Steve from Harvard Jolly. Steve, you've been here every single week. So you've watched these gentlemen compete 3 separate times, once in the preliminary rounds, the semifinals. What do you think about the food so far you've been having here?
It's been great food. Two very good dishes tonight so far.
Yep. Have you ate both dishes there?
Yes, I have. You know, Emily's taking care
That's because Emily, she likes you.
I don't know what
to
say.
I see the way you're flirting with her. Is she okay with that?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah? Anything for free food. All right?
Yes.
There we go. Listen, we appreciate everything Harvard Jolly has done for Feeding Tampa Bay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting them and all that you do. It's a pleasure to have you here. Harvard Jolly Architectural Services. Do you do both commercial and residential, or just
commercial?
Just commercial.
I do mainly schools.
Mainly schools.
Yes.
Listen. You build the schools. You teach the schools. Thomas Mentz will help get the food in the schools, and let's get these kids educated. All right. Please thank Harvard Jolly for helping us out here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stan. All right. Listen. They're still cleaning over here, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to speak with Reginald from Coca-Cola. I'd love to get your opinion, my friend. What did you think about using your products inside the food here?
I thought it was fantastic. I've never seen Coca-Cola used that way before, but I think it was outstanding. I only wish I could taste it because they sound like they had a great time consuming it. So yeah. I love it. I drink my Coke like you do. I put it in a glass. But I love what they were able to do.
Well, listen, we are glad that you're a sponsor of Feeding Tampa Bay. We're glad that you support them throughout the year. What makes Feeding Tampa Bay the charity that you guys like? I mean, you support so many different ones, but we're appreciative of the fact that you help in there. What is it about Feeding Tampa Bay that you like?
Well, Feeding Tampa Bay is a phenomenal organization. We understand the seriousness of food instability. And it is something that is an issue here in Tampa, but it's also an issue all over the country. And so we take it very seriously. We have been a part of our slogan of creating value, capturing value, and doing good. Doing good is center of the plate for us with regards to something like Feeding Tampa Bay.
Right.
And they are critical in helping us to make our community a much better place. And so we're happy to do this.
Well, Reginald, we are glad to have you here. Thank you for being a sponsor. I know I speak on behalf of Thomas Mentz when I say thank you for everything you do for Feeding Tampa Bay. Appreciate you very much. All right, cool. All right, got a couple little fun facts for you while they're turning this over here for a lobster. Did y'all know that lobster have teeth inside their stomach? This is true? Yeah. Lobsters have teeth inside their stomach, and don't feel sorry for them getting crushed. Lobsters are cannibals. They actually eat their own. Lobsters commonly eat their own babies. That's an interesting thing, kind of a sick little creature. They're a great source of protein, providing 28 grams of protein per cup. Lobster blood is not red, it's actually clear, and when cooked it turns into a whitish gel. Interesting fact there. And yeah, I don't think I could get anything weirder than the fact that they have teeth inside their stomach. That's really bizarre. All right, fun facts about Coca-Cola. Would you guys like to learn some interesting information about Coca-Cola? Here we go. Invented by Atlanta-based pharmacist John S. Pemberton in 1886. However, his bookkeeper is the one who came up with the name Coca-Cola and also created that unique flowing stripe. Interesting there. I think she deserved a pretty big Christmas bonus for coming up with the name and the stripe. Let's see. It was first marketed in 1886 as a nerve tonic that relieves exhaustion. Yeah, in 1985, Coca-Cola became the first soft drink to go into space. That's pretty cool. First soft drink into space, not a bad deal. I wonder how the fizz worked in space. That's interesting. The only two countries in the world where Coca-Cola is not served. Right, you don't want to go here. Are you ready? Cuba and North Korea. Only 2 countries in the world that does not serve Coca-Cola. Look at that.
Maybe he would be happier if he had some Coke.
I think so. What's that? What's that? Oh, it's where?
It's now in Coke.
Oh, it's in. Oh, it's in both. They just don't manufacture and distribute. All right. All right. And last, did y'all know that Coca-Cola has a perfect temperature? It's true. Coca-Cola says that the perfect temperature to serve its drink is from 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the perfect temperature for Coca-Cola. I have a feeling they did not hit the perfect temperature inside these foods. All right, there's some fun facts for you. How you doing, Colin? You ready to go? How you doing, Paul? You about ready to go?
We'll get this all straight.
It looks like we got it clean, ready to roll. Paul, you feeling good? Yeah. All right. Colin, you feeling good?
You're like Captain.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go on to round 2 now, where they're going to work with that ribeye steak and the artichokes. So we're going to start here. Let's give them a countdown, shall we? Ready to go? 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. Hold it. Yeah, it's the finale. We got to have a little bit more fun. So we want to make sure that we really keep them on their game. So they've already started to prepare some of that ribeye in that first round. So we're going to make it a little bit harder on them. We have a third mystery ingredient. I hope I say it right. Maybe you could tell me how to say it. You know how to. You know what? I'll just put the mic in your mouth and I'll let you say it. Because I swear I was Googling this on the pronunciation all day, and I got 4 different versions. So here we go. I'll let you tell them. Are you ready?
Our chef just told me how to pronounce it. So
here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Talaggio cheese.
I thought what I was going to say was Talaggio. I feel good. Okay, good. All right. Talaggio cheese. Talaggio cheese is a pungent smell. It does not smell that good, but it tastes quite good. There's actually not a very strong taste to it.
Smells like armpit, but tastes like heaven.
Yeah, it's a bad smelling cheese.
Much like I think your armpits are.
Mike Calta, have you smelled a few armpits in your day?
Yes.
On your show, I'm pretty sure I've actually listened where people have actually licked armpits.
I'm sure that at some point.
Yeah, you know your show's a little off the regular beaten path when I say, I'm pretty sure I've heard people on your show licking armpits, and you go, yeah, we probably did that. I mean, we've done things a lot worse and weirder than that.
We can do it tonight if anybody's interested.
Let's save it for tomorrow morning, and let's see if we can get Spanish to lick his own armpit. All right? All right, here we go. Now we're ready. Let's give him a count. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 minutes plus, get your shift on, gentlemen. All right, big round of applause. All right, so we've had some fun. We've added that third ingredient. Some fun facts about that third ingredient, Talaggio cheese. Talaggio cheese is a semi-soft, washed, rind, smear, ripened Italian cheese that has its name after the calves of Val Talaggio in Italy. Before the cheese was called Talaggio, it was called Stracchina, which means tired or exhausted. And it was named after how they assumed the cows must feel after coming all the way to pasture to be milked. True story. The milk extracted from the cows after the long journey were strictly used for the making of the cheese. You didn't drink that milk, you just put it into the cheese. Talaggio cheese is known to be a pungent or stinky cheese, or as we've said here by the eloquent Emily, smells like armpits. However, it tastes like, I didn't hear what you said it tastes like?
Heaven.
It tastes like heaven.
I have to say something.
Yes.
If you've ever had time to sit in the lobby at the Epicurean
Yes.
and gaze at the television screen,
Yes.
and you'll see my aura of fear.
Yes.
The dishes that I am cooking in the Epic Chef or the Epic Theater
Yeah.
is actually all revolves around Talaggio cheese.
Does it really? Interesting.
Yeah. And we developed a ravioli here in the Epic Theater that had a bit of Talaggio cheese, and when cooked, it just melts in your mouth. Don't worry, you don't get any of that armpit. I swear to you. I actually a lot of umami that just gives your dish a very savory flavor.
It's a very fruity, tangy cheese.
Fruity, tangy, savory.
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
You like it?
Of course.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I ruined it for you guys, I think.
Everybody's like, glad we're not eating it. Really, fine. Yeah, no problem.
I think we all need to bathe in Coca-Cola after that.
Can you put it on a Whopper?
You can put it on a Whopper.
All right, let's get Chef Jeff back out here and let's have him talk a little bit about Chef Jeff. Give a big round of applause from Master Chef. Chef Jeff, tell us what we've got going on here. I'm going to come back with a microphone.
You know, it's really interesting because at this part of the game, it's all about time management, and we've got two different styles right now with how they're working the clock, because we've got already over here with this 8-pound rib roast, you have to be your own butcher, and you already started your whole butcher process.
Yes, sir. I got my stock working, and my potatoes are already done.
So you already have a really head start. You started that in the first course,
yes, sir,
because you just got to make sure that food is out within that time period. Yeah. So you really worked the clock to your advantage and have your meat ready to go because you knew that the portion was going to be a huge component, right?
Yes, exactly.
Tell us what you're going to do here.
I'm going to try to do very classic style for you guys. We got haricot vert. I'm going to make a stock. I made a lobster stock. I'm going to reduce that down, make a sauce for the steak.
Haricot vert.
I'm going to try to haricot vert, green beans. Yeah, a little surf and turf. I got the lobster already cooked up. I'm not going to really say much more than that. I don't want to give this guy any ideas.
All right, no worries. All right, give Colin a big round of applause. There we go. All right, now one thing I know, I'm not going to approach a man who's about ready to butcher a big old piece of beef. But Chef Jeff, tell us what we're doing
That's
here.
absolutely beautiful looking. So what are we working with, and why are we going now into this with going into the meat?
I'm just trying to break it down to a small, more manageable piece.
And when you're kind of working it down, what's our goal for how we're going to get the meat down to what size, how much you think you're going to be able to eyeball for a weight standpoint?
I'd say between 7 and 8 ounces, I hope.
Perfect. So you think that within that time, we'll be able to get everything out on the plate, 25 minutes in, and get this done to the an Epic Chef winning dish?
Yes.
This is where you see his competitive.
This is where the competition comes out.
What's the strangest meat you've ever had to prepare on Master Chef?
You know, I've been in the fortunate position right now on Master Chef that I've had some incredible meats. We had an incredible challenge a few weeks ago where we actually had Bessie the cow come out, and all of us had 30 different ways that we could have done it, and I got really lucky because I had a skirt steak for one, and I had a ribeye for another challenge. It was a two-parter. So I was fortunate. I haven't had to do any extreme dishes yet, but they definitely brought some really crazy flavors out using all the cows. So.
Very cool, very cool. Well, I can't wait to tune in, watch the next episode. By the way, real quickly, who wins?
You're just going to have to keep watching and see how it all plays out. But I know that I've got the support of Tampa behind me, and I hope that Tampa continues their pride as I continue on this journey.
Well, Chef Jeff, you are a fan of Feeding Tampa Bay. You've helped raise some funds for them as well. It would be my honor if you would stay up here for just a moment as I bring down Jody McLean, who's my Director of Business Development, and I could bring down Thomas Mance as well. We'd like to present Thomas Mance with a little gift. We'd love to have you help us out with that if you don't mind.
My pleasure.
So, Thomas Mance, I met Thomas about 2 years ago. I was privileged to take a tour with Leadership Tampa Bay, and by random chance or destiny, call it what you will, I was selected to go to your charity amongst all the charities that I could have done with Leadership Tampa Bay. When I heard you do a presentation reciting some of the facts that I've already done, I was moved emotionally to the point where I couldn't even speak without getting teared up when I had to present it to Leadership Tampa Bay, so they all thought I was the crybaby. But you've meant a lot to us. I appreciate your charity and all that you do. This is a charity that is near and dear to my heart because I too have actually been food insecure in my life. So we would like to present you with a check. So if you would please come here for a moment, we would like to just right now present you a check for $15,000 from my company, Key Person of Influence. We are very grateful for all that you do. Knowing that $1 feeds 10 meals, this is for 150,000 of those 50 million meals, which is a drop in the bucket, but we like knowing that we can be that drop for you. We are grateful for all that you do in the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did we get a picture of that? Because we would love to brag about that with all of our... Oh, here we go. Let's get a picture. There we go. Get in here, Chef Jeff. Yeah, we're proud to have you here, brother. Yeah, you've done a lot for him as well. Still not working. Here, you know what? Modern technology. What's the best camera in the world? The one in your hand. Here we go.
Can you all smell this incredible steak being cooked right behind me?
Yeah, I can.
Doesn't it smell good? Let's give it up for those chefs right now.
All right, well done. Thank you very much. Take that big check out. Let's have some fun here. All right, let's give you guys some fun facts about artichokes. So I haven't seen how they're going to use the artichokes yet, but here we go. Fun facts about artichoke. An artichoke is technically a flower bud that has not yet bloomed. So it is an edible flower, believe it or not. The Greeks and the Romans considered artichokes to be an aphrodisiac. I don't know if that was scientifically accurate. Do you know any facts about this, Emily?
I can make some up.
You cannot confirm or deny whether or not it works. All right, here we go. Well, until the 16th century, consumption of artichokes was restricted only to men due to the aphrodisiac properties of this plant. The practice was so popular in many countries all around the world. So apparently it got around, but this is a good thing for the men. Artichoke is the primary flavor of the popular Italian liqueur Cynar. Cynar. Yep. Let's see. Italy, Egypt, and Spain are major producers of artichokes in the world. However, nearly 100% of all the artichokes in America originate from California, and they have actually claimed themselves as being the artichoke capital of the world, even though that mathematically is not even remotely accurate. But you know, us Americans, we like to take credit for everything. So there's some fun facts for you for the artichoke. Chef Jeff, tell me, what do you think's going on back here?
I mean, it's incredible. We got so many incredible smells right now, but we got the ovens cranked up at 500 degrees. We've already got some of the steaks right in there. Now, for, you know, Master Chef is about amateur home cooks, and you guys are the professionals. So, you know, as an amateur home cook, and there's certainly a lot of foodies in this room, what's your tip right now, Colin, for anybody that wants to cook a great steak at their home?
Just take your time. Don't rush it. Season it properly. I mean, just, you know, take care of it.
All right, cool. I'd like to give you a tip, Colin. Do not take your time. Get that cook done, but make it taste delicious. Yeah, he's making a lobster sauce for, yeah.
The lobster has not been wasted.
No.
Saved the shell.
Yep, he's making a surf and turf here with that lobster sauce. That's pretty impressive. All right, well, listen, we've got a couple of other sponsors that I'd like to point out. So let's take a minute or two here real quick. I've lost my other microphone.
Aphrodisiacs.
That's the best way to get the lobster out, right? All right, let's see here. Uriah, David, we got to have Uriah's Urban Farms come down here. We're going to talk about artichokes. The Uriah's Urban Farms, please give a big round of applause for David from Uriah's. All right, brother. This is your third time or fourth time? Third time? Third time here. We're grateful to have you here. I'll let you hold that microphone. I'm already. Wow. Yeah, you didn't hit by flying lobster shell. All right. So Uriah's Urban Farms. Tell us a little bit about how big this farm is.
So
9 acres? Is that like that, right?
Yes. Well, actually, we are.
There we go.
We are an indoor farm. We are only about 20,000 square feet, but we go vertical. We go about 30 feet high in the air. And the equivalent of what we can produce is almost about 9 to 10 acres, depending on where you compare it to. We're a revolutionary system. We took, in urban area, we took an old cold warehouse storage, and we converted it into an indoor farm. So we're bringing countryside agriculture to urban environments. And we have several samples here. My good friend Tupper's going to try and pass out a little bit of this.
I got to tell you.
Rocket arugula.
If you've never tried rocket arugula,
when you put this in your mouth, you got to pause 1, 2, about the third second, pow, it hits you.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, the spice and the flavor just stays there another 5 to 10 seconds.
Thank you, sir. Yep, got it.
Careful.
Well, listen,
nice.
and I need a bowl. Chef, would you mind grabbing me a plate from over there or a bowl or something? Would you guys like to try some of this fresh produce?
Yes.
I'm telling you, you have never tasted anything like this. There is a difference between that stuff you might get at a grocery store at Winn-Dixie that's been sitting there for who knows how long. Yeah, toast them out, buddy. Yeah, just grab it and eat
better
it.
than talking about all the wonderful greens when you've got a big piece of lamb shank in front of you.
Keep your fingers away.
While he's cutting that, getting it ready, I'm going to take a minute and say a little bit about why it is that Uriah's is passionate about being a supporter of Feeding Tampa Bay. And if I could ask my beautiful wife, Stephanie, who really is a big promoter, to come down and help tell our story of how it is we as a family became huge supporters
Just take some of
Feeding
this,
Tampa Bay.
pass it down, put it in your mouth.
I'm asking her to come down
It was
really
so good.
because you don't want to look or hear my voice anymore. You'd
You
much
just take the
rather
plate and pass it
hear
around.
from my lovely
There you
wife. So let's tell them a little bit about why we're the biggest fans.
That's rocket arugula.
So I learned about Feeding Tampa Bay 3.5 years ago. I was marrying this lovely man who I call a unicorn, and
hello.
Yes. I told him when we got married we should find a good cause to support because we are on a second marriage. We don't need any gifts. And I wanted to support Metropolitan Ministry, where I've been working with my dad since I was 12 years old. So I thought it seemed like a good idea. And he said, you should look at Feeding Tampa Bay, who I'd never heard of, and didn't realize they actually give food to Metropolitan Ministry. So we came to an event, met Thomas, and learned that 1 in 4 children go to bed hungry every night. And we happen to collectively have 4 children. So it really hit home for us. I thought, wow, which child will we not let eat tonight? And we could talk about their technology and not doing their chores and make a real decision, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's just silly, right? In all fairness, it disgusted me as someone who was born here in 1972 in Tampa. I'm a Tampa native. I couldn't understand that there were children who lived in my neighborhood that didn't have food. And I have kids at home arguing about using their iPads and why they don't have iPhones. It was a little bit shocking to me, to be honest. I didn't understand. And so I said to David, you know what, we really need to support Feeding Tampa Bay. The main thing I'm concerned about when I support an organization is how much of the money that I give is going to the folks driving the Mercedes and how much is going to what's happening. And when I learned that 98 cents, I think that's right, is that right, Thomas? 98 cents of every dollar goes directly to the children that need the food and the adults that need the food, there was no other question. So I'm really glad that not only meeting this man has changed my life, but meeting the organization that he supports and understanding how we can help folks in our own neighborhood makes a lot of sense to me. There's a lot of groups we can help overseas, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, but it makes more sense to me to help the people that are in my backyard.
Thank you very much. Great story. Stay here. We're going to give away some of the food, so why don't we have you pass it around for us, all right? So the first thing we're going to give out here is some basil and thyme. Is that right?
Oregano.
Sorry, Kevin. I was so close. But I got the basil right. I did nail the basil, right?
Yes.
And this basil, by the way. Oh, well, I never know what it is.
I nailed the basil.
Meaning, like I named it. I didn't call it like arugula. So anyway, here we go. We're going to do the first one here. This is how this game works. You can win this, take it home with you. Folks, we're at 15-minute mark, by the way. Chef Colin, Chef Paul, you're at 15 minutes. Let's give them a big round of applause. God, it smells so good. All right, here we go. So this is the way this game show works. It's based upon my eyes. I don't have my glasses on, so it is not accurate, it is not scientific, but the first hand that I see go up, that's the one I'm going to call on. Here we go. Here's the question. The question is, how many kids... Yes? You got in before the buzzer. How many kids go hungry from Friday to Monday? 1 out of 4. That is right. Very good job. Pass that around. Let me smell that basil. All right, the next thing we have here is, this is parsley.
Yes.
Oh, I got the parsley right. I did. I don't know what this is.
This is red sorrel.
Red sorrel. I don't even know what red sorrel is.
Parsley, just so you know, the chefs have been using it. So you're getting, this is like a signed autographed shirt.
Yeah, this would be like an autographed jersey.
Material they're using.
It's been ripped out. All right, here we go. All right, so we got the next question. Do you want to do one?
You bet. You just heard it, but out of every dollar that's donated, how much?
So hand here. 98 cents. Well done. All right, here we go. Last chance for you guys to take the sage and mint. Anybody want any sage or mint? You're good? All right, here we go. Sage and mint. Which one's the mint? Can I put this in my mouth or will it burn?
Took all my knives away.
You're going to love it.
All of them.
but look what I get to. Oh, you're Filipino eating.
It's like a Listerine breast strip.
I have the other hand.
It's awesome.
You like chopped.
The flavors are intense.
Oh my God, so
That's
good.
what real flavors taste like, not stuff that's taken too
By
much.
the way, I'm not hamming this up. If you put this in your mouth, you will go, that tastes better than anything I can get at any grocery store out there. All right, what's the next one? How about this?
Do that now.
What percentage of our retired veterans are on food assistance? We got the second one again. All right, go for it. What is it? 20%, that is correct. Whew, well done. Yep, well done. Good job. She's walking home with a garden here. Well done.
Quick show of hands, who got to try the arugula?
It's passed around. Is it delicious?
All right, when it hits, you wait a few seconds.
So good.
That is what real food tastes like.
Yeah.
It's fresh, it's living, it's local, sustainable. Go ahead, check us out online. Go to our local restaurants. Right here, Elevage we serve, Mise and Place with Paul and Marty, as well as Boca. There's several places in our area we serve all across Florida, from South Beach, Sarasota, Clearwater, Orlando, over 60 restaurants. So check it out and enjoy the flavors.
All right, David, thank you very much. Uriah's Urban Farms. Go to uriahsurbanfarms.com. Check them out. You can order it online. All right, next up, we're going to have the head chef from Mise en Place come out here to talk about 12 minutes. We're at 12 minutes, gentlemen. All right, here we go. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. All right. Next up, I'd like to introduce you to Marty Blitz, who is the head chef of Mise en Place and the owner. Thank you very much, my friend. Marty, you have been here, I think, every week, haven't you?
Every week except the first. I was at Paul McCartney.
All right, well, we'll give you a buy on that one. We'll give you a buy on that one. Listen, first off, thank you so much for all you guys do for the community. Mise en Place is a restaurant that's right down on Kennedy. You guys are active in the community. We appreciate you. Tell the audience, for those of them who have not been to Mise en Place, what can they expect when they come to your restaurant?
Our menu's pretty big with a lot of small plates. We do a tasting menu. We do a vegetarian tasting menu. A great entrees, as I would say, is our strong point. But great, I mean, it's been open 31 years.
Yeah.
I think you'll have a great experience.
It's amazing. I've been to your restaurant several times and I love it. You're in for a treat for sure. Tell us a little bit about Chef Paul, man. This guy is a machine, isn't he?
Paul's a beast.
He is.
Yeah. I haven't been in the room tonight, so I just...
oh, he's making you proud.
So, yeah, good.
He's making you proud.
He's the man, and his competitors are great, too. I've been watching him. So I'm excited for both these guys.
You know what? Can I tell you what I love about the restaurant culture in Tampa Bay? And Jeff, I bet you can appreciate this as well. Is that in some cities, you go to D.C., you go to New York, you go to Chicago, it's so cutthroat there, right? It's like everybody keeps their cards real close, and they're about to outperform the other ones. This is like the craft brewery industry here. You guys are very open. I cannot tell you how many times, Marty, I have had chefs tell me when I've been going around these interviews, you were the one that gave them their spot. You were the one that mentored them. You were the one that gave them a call and said, yeah, try this kid out, let him go.
Well, it just means I'm the oldest guy in the block, you know what I'm saying? So,
but that's all right. But that's all right.
You know?
It's all good.
But we're all brothers here, so it's beautiful, you know. So
we're at 10 minutes, gentlemen. We are 2/3 down. We're at 10 minutes to go. You got to keep it up. Well done.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Marty Blitz. Tell them a little bit what they're eating, though, first.
We have a braised, it's a harissa red wine braised lamb shank. It's with apricots, olives, and you have a merguez lamb sausage and pistachio Israeli couscous, and a mint tramula kind of oil around the plate. So I hope you enjoy it.
And is that on the menu?
Nah.
No. Look at that. You get a custom one-off from Mise en Place.
Oh, good. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right.
Marty, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, man.
Marty Blitz from Mise en Place, right down off Kennedy. All right, gentlemen, you are 10 minutes down and ready to roll, so you got to stay focused on this one because it is coming down to the wire. Now, let me tell you, it's not about getting the dish perfect. It's about getting the dish on the plate. Am I right with that one, Chef Jeff?
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about time management right now because you also had, again, you have to let that steak rest as well. So that's going to play into it for when they were able to get it cut, when they were able to get it on the grill, when they were able to get it into the oven, and when are they going to let it rest. So that's going to play a whole lot into it.
Let's give you some fun facts about dry-aged ribeye. You guys ready to learn a little bit? Not only do you get entertained when you come here, you're going to learn a little bit. Are you paying attention, Mike? There's going to be a quiz for you tomorrow. This is going to be, this is on Sporkle tomorrow. All right, here we go. The process of dry-aged ribeye. Let's see here. Meat goes back to around 1950s when butchers discovered curing meat through dry age process. Dry aging meat intensifies the taste and tenderizes it. The dry aging process typically takes 15 to 28 days. The longer the days, the more tender and more flavorful it's going to be. Ribeye steak is one of the fattest cuts of meat with a belly bulging 466 calories and 376 grams of fat per 6-ounce servings. So this is not a food that you will have on a diet, that is for sure. Ribeye comes from the muscle of the cow that is the rarely used, which is why the meat is more tender, because the muscles just aren't used. And on here's my favorite fact. On June 27th, 2013, it was filed for there to be a National Ribeye Day. It is still being processed for denial or approval. Apparently this is a very controversial, what's that? It has to age, apparently, yes. Apparently this is more controversial, but what's really weird is that there's a national holiday every single day for some of the craziest things. Apparently National Ribeye Day, big controversy. All right, Mike, how you feeling, my friend?
I feel great.
You staying awake? Do we need to get you a cup of coffee?
I can smell the food. I'm getting anxious.
It is, the smell is insane. For those of you watching the live stream at home or at work, if you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to be doing on the job, we don't care. We're glad you tuned in. Crazy smell here. If you could be a part of Smell-O-Vision, you'd be loving it. It's amazing. So listen, you said tomorrow you're going to be talking about the cracked lobster. You're going to be talking about the quality of the food. Do either one of these chefs have a chance of being a guest on your show?
Yeah, in fact, Chef Colin has been on the show before.
He has, yep.
I will not weigh into my decision making, although I can be bought after the contest is over.
Yes.
Yeah, we love we love local restaurants. We love good food, and we love to turn people on to good places they mentioned.
Well, speaking of love, my director of business development, Jody McLean, she has a bit of a crush on you.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Jody McLean is my work wife. We are up for the Best of Tampa Bay's Power Couple. Wow. She is my work wife, but I've told her that she can have a hall pass with you.
Oh,
so she can be, for tonight.
I hope my real life wife agrees with that.
Yeah. So for tonight, you can have a real wife, and you can have a fake wife as well. So there you go. All right. So there you go. He's all yours, honey. Good luck. All right, Ernest, Tampa Bay Times. What's the headline going to read tomorrow? What do you think? Is it going to be a Chef Colin victory? Is it going to be a Chef Paul victory? Or is it too soon to tell?
Hooper eats best meal of his life.
I like that title, my friend. And that's all you get. That's all you're saying. There we go. All right.
Hooper bypasses Popeyes.
Yeah, no need whatsoever tonight. You're going to go home full. I've got a strategy. I'm committed to eating a part of this, and I'll tell you what, it's probably going to be some part of that surf in the surf and surf. I'll tell you what, with 5 minutes and 25 seconds, Chef Colin's already putting down what looks to be some kind of a mashed potato. Looks like over here, Chef Jeff, what are you looking at? There's no plates over here. We got the plates out, but nothing on the plates yet.
I've been just intrigued by the spetzel right now that Paul's got going on over here. But you incorporate the cheese into it. You've been seasoning, you've been tasting as you've gone along. And is it to where your liking is right now? I see a little bit more pepper going into it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about all you get. 5 minutes. Yes, no, that's about all you get.
5 minutes, Chef. Walk away.
All right, 5 minute mark just hit, gentlemen. We got 5 minutes left. This is where it gets heated. I got to tell you, last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, gentleman right at the 7 minute mark pulled out his dish, and at 7 minutes, it fell on the floor, and he had to start over from 7 minutes.
Wow.
So I was panicking when I just saw Colin there because he moved so fast. He took that plate so fast, but he got it in there, blended up, no problem. These guys are truly masters. I think it's the exact reason why they're here at the championship level. Let's see here. Tampa Bay Times. Bruce, are you here? Bruce, let me get a real quick dialogue with you going here. We got 5 minutes or less. First off, Bruce, thanks for everything for the Tampa Bay Times. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you, Topher. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words earlier. It's great to be a part of an amazing event. You know, you're nourishing the body, and we're nourishing the minds, all to make this a better region every day. So thank you for the amazing work tonight. Congratulations to our Mise en Place and Noble Crust. And again, we just are happy to be a part of sharing this great message.
Bruce, we're glad to have you here. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Tampa Bay Times. 3 minutes remaining. Fun fact about the Tampa Bay Times, and one of the reasons why I'm such a huge fan of this newspaper is the fact that they are so apolitical and they go right down the middle. What you may not know, is that the fact-checking organization called PolitiFact, which checks every statement by every politician which they're requested to check, which gives them a rating from everything from truthful to liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm a total political geek. I love politics. It's my favorite app on my phone is the PolitiFact app. Why am I telling you this? Fun fact. PolitiFact started inside the Tampa Bay Times. They are still there to this day. Shows you where the origin comes from. We are glad to have you guys and PolitiFact right here in Tampa Bay, making this the best city in America. Glad to have you here. All right, listen, we're coming down, man. We got less than 3 minutes, guys. Now's the time. The meats are out of the oven. On one, we've still got one other meat. It looks like Paul's meat's still in the oven there. Oh, no, he's already got his out here, so now
he's going into the slicing. He's getting right into to go into portioning and getting it onto the plate.
All right, good. So he's already got the plates out. He's got the sides. He's ready to go. I have no question. He'll be done in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Colin's in the slicing phase as well. Looks like he's going to be there as well. So he'll have no problem getting it done. So he's going for a classic steak and mash with a little bit of lobster sauce, making a surf and turf, which is a brilliant use.
Yeah, he actually reduced that lobster stock down, and they put his green beans into it to really kind of bring out that flavor, that umami flavor to it. So that's going to be a really cool take on a surf and turf dish. I'm excited to see what Colin does with that one.
Yeah, too bad you're not going to eat any of it, because they only make 4 plates. You know, every time you guys say how it could be better, I always say, here's how it could be better. 5 plates, 1 for the judge, right?
I wouldn't argue for it.
Yeah. I'm committed to finding a way to get some of that lobster and that steak in my mouth for sure. This looks delicious. It smells delicious. Folks,
we're down almost to the final. 90 seconds right here. 90 seconds left
of the season finale of Epic Chef Showdown. One of these guys is going to go down and have bragging rights for the next year as Epic Chef of Tampa Bay. The other one is going to be going home with a hell of a secondary prize. But I'll tell you what, it's getting down to the wire, gentlemen. You got 1 minute and 13 seconds. You got plenty of time. I think Colin's rushing so he has time to sip a beer. Paul is just chilling over here. He's got it down. He's got it calm. The plates are out and ready. I'll tell you, the meat over here looks prepared perfectly.
And you know what's really cool over here is that Colin was consistent. He used just the claw for this part of the dish. So he was well prepared going into the second round with knowing what meat from that lobster in round 1 he would use.
Less than 1 minute, gentlemen. We got 45 seconds. Remember, they're going to be rated on flavor, creativity, and presentation. So this is where it all boils down. Colin is actually taking something interesting. He's going for 2 plates with a side of, what is that, asparagus or green beans? Green beans. Interesting. All right. So he's really going all out here.
It's a nice twist on it.
Gentlemen, you got 23 seconds remaining. This is going down to the finals. It is going to be, I predict, the closest judgment on Epic Chef Showdown. And we've had some close calls. Here we go. Let's give them the countdown. Are we ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands in the air, everybody. All right, well done. Yeah. All right, Chef Colin, let's have you come around here, my friend.
I have 3 plates.
Yep, you have 3 plates. Oh my God. All right, cool. Well, here, we'll get them all
out. This guy's just the magic over here on the plates. Here's the microphone.
Joseph, you are not to leave without eating all 3 plates.
All of it.
Talk about a work of art.
Joseph has to finish all 3 plates before he can get up.
Everyone's.
You said there were 3 plates? Oh my God. Okay, look at this. And here's your sauce, gentlemen, ladies.
Sauce.
This is that lobster reduction you were talking about?
This is the
Taleggio Fundito.
Oh,
Do I drink it?
that's the cream sauce. All right, interesting.
Did you just do that?
All right. Stand right here, my friend. Chef Colin from Noble Crust.
If I could, implore the judges to please pour the Taleggio sauce
Oh, I already drank
all over.
She thought it was a shot of sake.
Everything.
She just drank it. All right, tell us a little bit about what you've made here, Colin.
Good Lord. So
in 30 minutes, he created 3 dishes for the judges.
I did a steakhouse style. We're right across the street from Burns.
Yeah.
We had this beautiful piece of dry aged ribeye and lobster. So I tried to do it, surf and turf style, every side on this side. So I have lobster mashed potatoes in the bottom. I made a lobster stock, reduced it, made a mashed potato put the lobster stock in it with cream and butter. Dry-aged ribeye, medium rare. Some lobster claw on top. The taleggio, I reduced some cream, buzzed the cream, so it's a taleggio sauce. I'll just let you guys eat, that's fine.
Get it.
I did some green beans on the side, kind of like as a side item to a steak, you know, you get at a steakhouse, with lobster butter. And, I mean, that's pretty much it, yeah. The taleggio fonduta. We reduced some cream with lobster. I put the lobster stock in pretty much every single thing to try to use it as much as possible.
Chef Colin, I gotta tell you, if Mike scores you low because he can't taste the lobster, I think it's because I just poked the entire lobster and put it in my mouth.
Awesome.
So I'll just tell you, trust me, that was some damn good lobster.
Luckily,
I told you I was going to find a way to eat some food before the end of the season.
So, and yeah, that's pretty much.
I highly recommend this. Amazon, $3.49.
That's awesome.
All right. So listen, Emily just gave you the pushback. This is a universal sign for, oh my God, I can't believe this is in my belly. So Emily, give us the rating. What do you think here on this? I'm going to guess possibly an Epic Chef first, which has 3 dishes presented for this meal.
I know we started out by talking.
And I put some star anise and some clove in the lobster.
I got that!
Just for you.
Doctor, you're distracting me even more from my orgasmic experience that I was just. You wanted me to address the aphrodisiac properties of the artichoke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot. And I poached artichoke as well on the side.
Oh, and there's some artichoke in there too. Good.
I will be enjoying this by myself at the Epicurean up in my room.
So I'm guessing you enjoy it.
I had to move away from Joseph. He was getting splashed. So, anyways, I did enjoy it.
Yes.
It did actually transport me to Burns. Burns Steakhouse, I always go. I get that 2-inch bone-in ribeye cut. I get it black and blue. I love it medium rare. A dry-aged steak is the best in the country. That's why I go over there. You did it justice. And then,
well done.
And then, yes, so good.
A little homage to Burns, my friend. Well played.
I love that you were smart enough to start it early. I love the fact that you kept some of that lobster and you gave us that turf and surf. I can't even talk.
Surf and turf.
Whatever you do when you know, that.
Read the script.
Yeah, read the script. And then you put it with this like tarragon cream with star anise.
Yeah.
My flavors, totally. It was so on point. I did not necessarily need the green beans. I did need to bathe in the taleggio sauce. That was a keeper. I do wish, instead of the green beans, you did maybe move the artichoke, our aphrodisiac, a little more to the center of the plate and maybe celebrated it with the taleggio. Other than that, it's going to be hard to share this one, guys.
Oh, Arvigelli, you may not be getting any.
I'm just going to say.
Interesting.
But I will save myself for myself.
Big round of applause for Emily.
One more bite.
The Retro Rad Chef from the Food Network. All right. Joseph, what do you think, my friend?
Everything that I said about the first dish, forget it. Because that was just prep. That was just the prep for this dish. And when I saw you doing that, when I saw you bringing out the lobster and using every piece of ingredient, now it's gone. I just lost it.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Yeah, lean over. Thank you. When I saw you using every piece of equipment in the kitchen and thoughtfully and carefully and looking at this dish before you even started the first dish, That was extraordinary.
Yeah.
I also have to say two other things. I am also dry-aged, and the dish that your chef brought out of the harissa lamb was... It was yours?
No, that was
yeah,
Mise en Place. Yeah.
Was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wasn't mine.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll give
No,
it.
we're giving
I'm
a
just
shout
saying.
out.
Yeah.
That was like the prelude to this.
That was,
so
oh, well
thanks
done.
for everything.
All right, cool.
Absolutely.
Good job. All right, Joe, thank you very much.
You gotta try.
Ernest, you've been silently consuming your plate as fast as you can so the judges, the staff can't take it away. So what do you think?
Excellent. First of all, I just want to point out, this is the first time I've had lobster without a Cheddar Bay biscuit.
But do you like it?
No, for those of you who laughed, you just know the Red Lobster fans in the room right there. Everybody else going, what? I don't get it.
Well, you certainly get points for working in the Tellagio. We were all curious as to how you were going to do that. And I love the idea of it being a cream. That way, just as she said, we got the flavor without necessarily getting the smell. I also like the surf and turf combination. I thought was excellent. As you can see, I've kind of made a mess of this, but I thought it was excellent.
Thank you very much.
All right, Ernest, thank you from the Tampa Bay Times. Bring us home, Mr. Mike Council from 102.5 The Bone. Give it to us real, raw, and verbal.
Well, luckily, before my lobster was stolen, I did get to try a little piece. Cooked perfect, tastes great. The steak I thought was delicious. I used too much. No, I'm good. I used too much of the cream sauce, so I did get a little bit too much armpit in my meal. But that was my fault. Not the artichoke. I love artichokes. I'm Italian. My family always makes artichokes for Christmas time, and it was great. I would have liked it maybe a little bit, roasted a little bit more. But other than that, the way you prepared it was great. I don't need extra greens at all. I don't even like vegetables, so we're good here. But actually, the food is excellent.
Well done. Mike Calta, the #1 rated host in the region. All right, Colin, I think you did very well. Congratulations. Chef Colin from Noble Crust. All right. All right, here we go, Chef Paul, my friend. Here we are. Is there a presentation you'd like me to have the sauce in the front and back? What's that? Beef towards the front. All right, cool.
Or you can just take it over.
There you are, fine, sir. There you go, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Wow, how pretty is this?
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot to tell you my picture.
It has this smell to it. I've been using it a long time.
Okay.
That was my armpit.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right.
It was your
Chef
actual
Paul from Mise en Place. Tell us what you've done here. Paul Boucher.
I did pan-seared dry-aged ribeye. There's a little smoked paprika salt on top. I made a creamy Tellagio bacon spatzel with a tomato artichoke jus. No, that got a red wine jus on it too. Saute.
All right, the presentation looks great. The meat looks prepared perfectly. It's not too pink, but just pink enough. That's not easy to do in 30 minutes, my friend.
I like my steak on the rare side, though.
That's impressive. I got to tell you, that's impressive to get that done.
What's the sauce again?
It's a red wine pan jus. I took the pan that the steak was cooked in, added some rosemary, red wine, stock.
Now, you have to back up and tell us. You're the pastry chef?
I am the pastry chef.
He's the most badass pastry chef you've ever seen, am I right?
I can't wait to eat your pastry.
Right, yeah.
Because this is already amazing.
Well, I'll tell you, even though he's the current pastry chef now, he has been in just about every position at Mise en Place. Is that correct?
Yes, I've worked pretty much every station at Mise en Place.
Yeah. So this man is not just a pastry chef, that's his current title. This guy can do it all.
There's never just a pastry chef.
Yeah, this guy can do it all. There's no question.
But bake this into a cake.
If you can put that into a cake, she says.
I'll make a meat cake,
And I will eat it.
You could go kiwi, make it a meat pie. Right? There we go. All right. Ernest, I'm going to start with you this time, my friend. What do you think?
It's very good. Did you intend for the meat to be this temperature? It's a little medium rare. Was that the goal?
Pardon me?
It's pretty rare. Was that the goal?
Yeah, I like to try to get about medium rare.
Okay.
For that steak. It might be a touch under.
I love the sauce. The sauce is excellent. I thought what you did with the artichoke and the tomato mix was very good.
Good. Try to cut through some.
You know, I would have preferred the meat a little more cooked, but other than that, it's excellent.
Steak's a tough one, right? Because everybody's got their own
Everybody
taste,
has their
right?
own
Some people like it well done. Some people like it knock the horns off and just put it on the plate.
Right.
Right. So that's a tough one.
The
to
worst thing I want to do is overcook that beautiful piece of meat. I mean.
Yeah. All right, Emily.
No, Joseph wants to go first.
I do.
Joseph,
Yeah.
we'll let you go then. That's fine.
Paul, great respect for the meat.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
See, there you go.
The fact that they did Spätzle in this small amount of time is enviable. I wasn't so impressed with the artichoke.
Okay.
But this is a great dish.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, well done. All right, big round of applause for Joseph. We'll come down here to Mike and we'll have you finish it up, Emily. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to piggyback on that.
Uh-oh. All right. Oh, I'll tell you what, I have no control.
Can I cut you off?
No.
That's okay. Emily, you go. My dear, nobody's going to tell you no.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
And I can't hear you over my talking. I'll go. Joseph was spot on with his comments, but he didn't address the flavors so much. And I have to say, you're really great with flavors. Like, you're doing a lot of great balanced work. So you seasoned the steak to perfection. You seared it. I was getting scared because you didn't start it early and do like when we get like a big hunk of meat like that, you want to kind of like keep it together. And for all of those who cook at home, like you want to keep that bone in and really like preserve that flavor. But when you are on a cooking show, Master Chef's Chop kind of competition, you know, you start like thinking out of the box and you really embraced it, you seasoned it, and you made it work, and you cooked mine to perfection. I'm sorry, I'll eat his. Ernest doesn't realize that the reason that I steal all his food is because I like how his is cooked. You keep giving him my pieces. But the Spätzle, yes, you did it in the right amount of time, but I like how you introduced the bacon. You put some kind of cream. You made it so rich. It spoke to my dramatic and germatic roots. And I do agree with the artichokes. I wish they were just celebrated a little more in those flavor profiles. But we don't get artichokes that much out here to really, and they're not indigenous to Florida. We don't get them. You don't get to celebrate them as much. If you did, you would take it and run with it.
All right.
But that's the only thing I would say.
Well done. Emily from the Food Network, the Retro Rad Chef. Before we get to Mike, Emily, can I just say one thing that I love about you? When Emily talks, it's like she takes the words out of her mouth with her hands and then presents them to you. If you just watch her, it's just constantly, she's just picking up the words and throwing them out, and I love that about you. I will tune in to watch you on the Food Network just to watch you throw those words out with your hands. I love that. That's art right there. I love it. All right, here we go. Mike Kelta, tell us a little bit about what you thought about this meal. You're a meat and potatoes kind of guy. This is right in your alley. You know, this is in your lane.
I couldn't agree more. I could listen to you say big hunk of meat all day. I felt like... Anyway, the taste was great. I thought you were... Give that woman more artichokes. I thought the bacon in there brought out the flavor and worked with the armpit cheese. I thought that was delicious. My meat was definitely way undercooked for some of the pieces. And I'm a guy who likes it kind of medium rare sometimes, but that's a little bit too raw.
Okay.
But the flavor was so good and the sauce was so good that I actually enjoyed the vegetables, which I'm never a big fan of. So,
hey, if you can get Mike Cal to eat vegetables, well done, right?
Yes.
Well done.
Excellent.
All right, cool. Thank you, Mike. All right. Chef Paul from Mise en Place, I tell you what, he brought All right, if you could start doing your scores for us, please. We want to get these things tallied up and totaled as quickly as we can. While we're doing that, there's a few people here that I think we need to make a special, not necessarily a special announcement for, but I want to just repeat, we cannot do this without the sponsors. So I want you to think about the next time you have a choice, think about these sponsors. Next time you're going out to the beach, you want something cool and refreshing, what you going to bring with you? Coca-Cola. All right, cool. If you have a choice of your healthcare provider, stick with Florida Blue. They're local. They're here. They're state represented. We love you. Thank you for sticking in. With all the craziness going on in the healthcare world right now, we cherish you. We love that you stay here. You're not going out and becoming Florida, Georgia. You're sticking with Florida Blue. We like it. Thank you very much. Florida Blue, give them a big round of applause. Coca-Cola Florida, once again, thank you so much. Harvard Jolly, this poor gentleman here, man, I tell you, we'll give him a big round of applause. He's here every single week. What do we got? We got Breakthrough Beverage. Give them a big round of applause. Bring out the wine. I want to make sure I get everyone here. We got the Tampa Bay Times. Give them a big round of applause. Let's see, who else do I got here that I'm forgetting? What was it? Coca-Cola. Who else? Coca-Cola, yeah, well, I keep pointing over there, but they're all over the place. Yeah, Coca-Cola. We'll give them a round of applause again. Oh, Gray Robinson, yes, say it, the law firm. You get into trouble with the law, you're going to call Gray Robinson. How could I forget you? Also, by the way, clearly, you guys know more about food insecurity than anyone because you're crushing it stealing home the vegetables. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't you guys win some of this like one of the other weeks? No?
That's the thing is we haven't.
You haven't. So you were here going, man, I'm going to remember these facts. I'm going to get it. Yeah. Well done. You crushed it. You crushed it, girl.
We're lawyers. We're competitive.
That's right. Yes. All right. Yes. Thank you, Gray Robinson. Give them a big round of applause. Once again, remember, this is about raising the awareness for Feeding Tampa Bay. The one thing that I love to do at the end of this is really talk about what food means. And you touched on this a little bit, Thomas. There you go. Is that when you think about food, what's the one thing, whether you like it or you don't like it, whether it's cooked at home or you go out to eat, with food, there's always great conversation. And if you look, all night long, you guys have been engaging in great conversation. And when I think about these 1 out of 4 kids that don't have food, that means not only are they going without food, folks, they're going without conversation. Because if the parents don't have food to give them, you know what they do? They say, go watch TV. Here's the iPad. And there's no conversation. Every single socioeconomic problem in our culture today, you could trace that back to nutrition. Because if a kid doesn't get fed, they can't study. If they can't study, they don't get good grades. They don't get good grades, they don't go on to college. They don't go on to college, they might not get a job. They don't get a job, they turn to crime. It's that systemic.
Well, I think, yes, Topher. And I think, what maybe a lot of people need more of is the opportunity to gather around a table and share a meal with folks that they love. And so we end 8 weeks here with a lot of folks that we love, and we shared a lot of times, tables, conversations, and some great meals. Thank you again for sharing your gifts and skills with us. Thank you for sharing your time with us. I'd like to offer up 2 gifts. One is, sadly, none of us will be here next Monday night. Kevin, I'm sorry, buddy, but we won't be here next Monday night. But Topher, we wanted to give you a gift to say thank you for hosting us. So we got you some artichokes.
I'll take it.
A bottle of wine and an opportunity to stay here at the finest hotel, the Epicurean here.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. So, thank you for hosting these past 8 weeks with us. And then I don't know where I lost Kevin, but Tom, maybe you can join us?
Kevin knows where the party's at. He's out there in the lobby schmoozing.
Right, if you don't know, there's a huge crowd out in the lobby. Kevin's out there.
They're looking at us like we're at a pet store, and they're like wanting to tap on the window and go, hey, that one.
So as we've mentioned before, and as Tom, and oh, thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Is that for me?
Sorry, is this getting in the way of your social activities? Oh, okay. So we, as I've said many times, we are blessed by some incredible partners. Again, I want to recognize our sponsors who have been with us all 3 years. But we like to continue to find things to hang on the wall here at Epicurean. Right, thank you very much. And so we had a little snafu with the gift. Sorry to tell you. But we will get this fixed up. But this year we had made a special paddle for you, a cutting board for you to say thank you. So we'll get that fixed for you. But if you think about the work that goes into hosting this by Epicurean, and if you look at how many folks came in and out of here and served you with great grace, great dignity, friendliness, warmth, and we probably didn't notice them. So I should recognize in the polka dot dress up there, Rossi, who makes a lot of...
Rossi!
And Alan. Alan's right here.
So thank you to you and all of your colleagues. Thank you for making your home open to us and for all that you have done for us and with us.
Well done. Well said. Well said. Thank you so much. All right, if you have not checked out the Epicurean, you definitely want to come here. Stay here for a night or two. It's a beautiful place. They've got a great rooftop bar, which is open every night in the fall. Right now, it's open Tuesdays through... Kevin, Dave, the rooftop bar is open when?
Tuesday through.
I got the right. Tuesday through Saturday. Is that right?
It's the finale. I hope you get it right.
It's about time, yeah. Tuesday through Saturday. They'll be open every day in the fall. I'm right here. I got the winner in my hand, so I'm just going to keep that nice and close. Hopefully I won't sweat the name off and then blow it at the end. A couple of other things here. Once again, thank you, Tampa Bay Times, for live streaming every one of these episodes. We appreciate you doing that. They did that in conjunction with Streaming Star Pros, that are the people outside there, and they've committed and given their time every single week to broadcast this stuff live. Streaming Star Pros, helping broadcast not just this show, but this message all around the world, and we're really grateful for them. So please give Tampa Bay Times and Streaming Star Pros a big round of applause. Big round of applause to our celebrity judges to come out here. Thank you so much, Mike, Ernest, Emily, Joseph. We are ingratiated to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Chef Jeff from Master Chef comes out all on his own to come out here and give us a play-by-play. Couldn't have done it without you, my friend. Thank you. Tune in. Go to his watching parties every Wednesday as well. Fox Network, and also, by the way, our amazing chefs. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm going to come around here, and I want to show you guys what they're going to win. In fact, Chef Jeff, would you mind helping me out with this? I'll have you grab the big box. I'll grab the small one. So here we go. Oh, thank you, Brooke. All right, so let's show you what these gentlemen have on the table here. The runner-up tonight is going to win a $50 Burns gift card, a one-night stay at the Epicurean, a $100 gift certificate to Elevage, a bottle of wine, the Burns book, can't see it there, well done, a Shun steak knife. If you have not seen this steak knife, here's a sample of it right here. And if this one's not big enough for you, they have a 7-foot one on the door. You can take a look at that if apparently you want to get the biggest one possible. And then my favorite thing here, Feeding Tampa Bay coffee mug as well. It's all in there. All right. So that's what the runner-up's going to win. Now let's check out the winner box is going to receive $200 Burns gift card, 2-night stay at the Epicurean, $200 Elevage gift card, 2 bottles of wine. Sadly, only 1 mug, so just 1 mug, not 2. The Burns book and a couple set of Shun steak knives. And what happened, Thomas? You couldn't splurge for a double mug on the grand prize? All right. And most importantly, bragging rights for the next year, saying that they are the epic chef in Tampa Bay of 2017. Gentlemen, please, the time has come. Let's bring them out here. All right, interesting. All right, gentlemen, first off, congratulations. The fact that you guys have made it to the finals is amazing. You have proven yourself every single time to be highly competitive. I love your energy and your vibe, man. You're calm and you're mellow, but then you're like, you, and you get into it. Colin, the speed by which you do things is amazing, right? I don't know how you get that much stuff prepped in 30 minutes. Both of these guys did an amazing job. Epic chefs of their own right, no doubt, yes? And yet there can only be one Epic Chef of 2017, and the winner is, for Season 3, the Epic Chef Showdown of Tampa Bay, none other than Chef Colin of Noble Crust. Well done, buddy. Well done. His big brother coming up to give him a high five. Paul, I tell you what, man, you crushed it. You did an amazing job. Big round of applause for Paul and Mise en place as well. Please raise a glass, a toast to these two amazing chefs, to all of our sponsors, to our judges, to Feeding Tampa Bay and Thomas Vance, to everyone at the Epicurean Hotel. We salute you. Congratulations. Be well. There we go. Excellent. There we go. Cheers. There you go, my friend. I don't drink anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, there we go. All right. Listen, thank you so much for coming out this evening. It's been an amazing season. We hope to see you here next year as we host season 4 of Epic Chef. I know it'll be bigger and better than ever before. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Thomas Vance. Thank you to the people at Epicurean Hotel. Please drive safe. Have a wonderful night. Judges, thank you so much. God bless. I'm Topher Morrison. Good night. Well done, buddy. That was impressive, man. Hard to beat that. Hard to beat that. Yeah. Thanks for letting me eat your lobster, brother. Great job, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, go for it. How'd we do? Chickens with the fish? My camera overheated for a bit, but then I recovered. All right, cool. Well, we can all edit it together. It's no big deal. How you doing, brother? You still got the title, I guess, at the Mise en place. You got your title, and then everybody else was second runner-up.